if I asked everybody who knew me in high school to stand up, nobody would be standing. Thank you. It's been great.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for you. Don't we all look great? We haven't changed a bit. I mean, I recognize everybody, although I will admit that when I came in here, I mistook John Lenahan for the maintenance man, and I gave my keys to Jim Miner to park my car. I've been asked to give a speech, and so I will. I'll put you all in pain for just a few seconds here. But I can't help but think back on our era. And I really don't want to take you back to 1972. I really would rather take you back to 1968, when we were freshmen, okay? I mean, wow. 1968, there was a lot of things going on. Vietnam, Yoko Ono was busy breaking up the Beatles. The Bills actually won football games back then. And I was just this scared kid from North Buffalo, from a Catholic school in North Buffalo. I mean, imagine how I felt as I boarded the bus on Hurdle Avenue for the first time. I remember the panic I felt when the bus headed west down Hurdle. I thought I was going east up to Bennett. I had no idea what I was doing. Was I in for a surprise? But it was okay. You know, we all know that that ride down Hurdle is so picturesque. Hurdle Avenue, is there a more beautiful boulevard on earth than Hurdle Avenue? I think it was Winston Churchill who stated, "I have never seen a sight like Hurdle and military." Absolutely beautiful. But it's okay, it's okay. I was sitting on the bus, here I was, first day, Mr. Geek sitting on the bus, but it was okay because Adara Carpino was in front of me, and she had the tightest pair of jeans I ever saw. And so, with books pressed firmly against my crotch, I entered Riverside High School for the first time. A weird and wonderful place was Riverside High. Now my favorite time of day, and I think for a lot of you guys, y'all feel the same way, was the very early morning. If you got there early and you did that route, remember? You started on the first floor and then you walked around and you went up to the next floor and you walked around. As lockers slammed and you saw your friends, and in my case, I'd see the guy that beat me up last week. I'd see the guy that beat me up the week before. It was kind of good. And the smell of books, hormones raging, the wonderful odor of the cafeteria, where they cook their daily special, beige. And I found out about these incredible clubs that you could join, these phenomenal clubs. Clubs that did amazing things, like the Key Club, which, I don't know, or wait, the Girls' Small Council, which, what the hell, we had to do something, right? I'm happy to see that some of our greatest teachers are here tonight. Seriously. Muriel Siegel. Muriel, stand up. Muriel Siegel. A phenomenal math teacher. And I remember thinking after your class, Muriel, someday someone's going to invent a pocket calculator, and I won't even have to go to these classes anymore. And yes, I was one of those dweebs who walked around with a slide rule. Remember those guys, the slide rule people? Yeah. I missed my paint with it. It was pretty good. And Mr. O'Connor, where's Mr. O'Connor? Tom O'Connor. Mr. O'Connor, we can all tell you, and this is true, you were much cooler than Mr. Litvak. And Harry Abrams, where are you? Harry, stand up. There you go. So I personally tortured for 3 years. God bless you, Harry. You really made French exciting. Even though the French are no longer replacing themselves on this planet and are doomed to extinction as a race, I still learned to say, and I still can say, où est le sang de man? And our great football coach is here tonight. This is really cool. Mr. Dingle, Charles Dingle. they wanted to build a mosque on that site. Now I remember the assemblies. You guys remember the assemblies? Aren't the assemblies great? I remember the assemblies in the first year I got there. When Principal Walsh, remember Principal Walsh? He had an assembly and this guy named Vic Hyde. I don't know if you guys remember this assembly. He played 3 horns at one time through the same mouth, okay, Vic Hyde. Yeah, I thought I had died and gone to the Catskills. It was pretty amazing. And he had to love the pep rallies. Remember the pep rallies before the big games? The big game every year, the Thanksgiving game against Ben High. The big game. And our football team had a very unusual way of getting ready for games and really getting psyched up. They would dress like women and sing Hate Frontiers. Yeah? But it's okay. I remember that game when Darrell Ivey ran for 127 yards in fishnets and 9-inch Stockton heels. But still, every time I smell the crisp autumn air, I'm there in the stands cheering the team on, secretly sipping on a brandy in a flask, or Boone's Farm, apple wine, or Ripple, or all 3 put together. But let's not sugarcoat it. Riverside High School is not always calm. As you all know, we had our delicate problems with, and I can say this right now, with race. We really did. We were one of the first classes. Remember the day, I don't know if you guys remember the assembly, not black, not white, just Riverside. Remember that? When we had the problems? Yeah. Integration was on the way, busing was in vogue, and I'm here to say that it all worked out pretty well indeed. I mean, one need only look around here and look at your work and see how well it worked. Okay, all right, fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we did have our peacekeepers. We did have our groups of people who kept things calm and kept things cool. We had our fraternities. Yes. Always there to lend a hand and calm things down. Tau Kappa Beta. Right? Kappa Psi. I'm gonna beat you. I love those. Always there to offer protection. Now, I was never, I guess, as Kevin Kirby put it, I was one of the nerds. No, actually, John said, but one of the nerds in the classes. I actually ran cross country. I don't know if people in Riverside knew we actually had a cross country team. And we used to call ourselves the Running Rats. And, or Mr. Benzika had a better name for us, the Gutless Wonders. But there were some trainers in our midst who actually left, so there were 2 of our best runners left. Senior years, they went to St. Joe's and went to Kenmore East, and that was it. I'm going to mention them because they're good friends of mine to this day. It's Mike Rainey and Ray Morbido, and they were traders. Yes, they were, and they paid for the traders' race. Morbido recently broke his thumb counting his money, and Mike Rainey has used up all the Viagra in southern Florida. So. And I'm glad to see that so many romances, so many high school romances have continued to flourish. Why there's, and then of course there's, let's do that right now. But it all seemed to work out. As I look out at all of you, it's really hard to go back in time and realize that really, we were all these insecure 16-year-old kids who were just trying so hard to be accepted. I think if we all really think about it, so much of who we were then is so much of who we are now.